Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cards by Melissa Minor. I have a fun 2-page layout that I'm going to be making today, but before we get into the scrapbook page, I want to show you how I make the perfect brick background. So I'm using this stencil. This stencil is from Close to My Heart, and you'll see here that I have some cloud whip. Now, I purchased this cloud whip from scrapbook.com. You can also use something such as texture paste, but I like the cloud whip. So with the cloud whip, it is really thick, and so you will need to mix it with some kind of something. I like to mix it with a little bit of water. So I did spray, I have a little water spray bottle off to the side there, and I took my spray bottle and I have squeezed a couple sprays of water into the cloud whip. And then I'm taking my palette knife and I'm just rubbing it over my stencil. And then I have this, I'm not sure what you call this, it's like a credit card type scraper. And I am going to go ahead and smooth this out to get it really thin because I want a thin layer across the stencil and to get it nice and even. And you'll notice that I used a very small amount of this cloud whip to take it through the stencil. And I was able to use that small amount, and once I'm able to smooth this out and get it real thin, I don't need to use any more. I was able to use just that small amount that I had off to the side there to get this layer of bricks all the way through. Now I did use some tape to mask it off on the side just to make sure that I didn't get it anyplace else. I am making a double page 8.5 by 11 scrapbook layout today. If you've been following my channel for very long, you'll know that I am making an 8.5 by 11 album for my daughter. I am scrapbooking her high school years. So this layout is going to be for that book, and it is an FFA layout. And so I'm super excited about this. So you'll see here I'm getting every little bit of that cloud whip onto my page and just spreading this out. Now I did speed this up about 1.5 times. Now once I got the cloud whip onto my stencil, then I'm taking a little bit of this Distress Oxide ink, and I have the color of Black Soot. And I am just rubbing this gently over top of everything that I have on the paste here. And I'm not completely covering the stencil. I'm just kind of making it look what I think dirty. And so I'm just spreading that out just a little bit. And then I'm going to take my Close to My Heart Scarlet ink and I'm going to color it in with my scarlet. Now I do want to mention that I use separate brushes here for my Distress Oxide ink and my my dye inks from Close to My Heart. I never mix the two. So I have this red brush here that's for my Close to My Heart inks. And then in just a moment, I'll pick a brown one up. That is just for Distress Oxide inks. So you never want to use the same brush for the two different inks. Okay, so I'm taking the scarlet ink and I'm just going over the stencil. And I'm just getting good coverage on here. And you'll see that I am blotting it off to the side, and that's just so I don't get any harsh brush marks. So I'm dipping it in the ink, dipping it off to the side, and then coloring it all the way over my stencil. And so I think I have that pretty much colored in, just getting this last little bit. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off my brush. And so I can use the brush the next time on any colors in the red family. So I'm just taking a scrap piece of paper and rubbing that off. And then I've got these cool caps. You'll see that I just put that cap on there. I got those caps from Amazon. Okay, so here, the next color that I am taking over this stencil, I'm using the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. And I'm going over the stencil again. And it's really cool. In the end, if you stick with me, it really does look like bricks. I cannot believe how much it looks like bricks. So there's a new color that Tim Holtz just released, and I think it would look really cool here over the bricks. And so I just ordered it, and I'm excited to try it with the bricks, and because it's in the brown family. So that would be fun here. But I'm using the vintage photo because that's what I had. You could also use the spray stains here. If you don't have the Distress Oxide inks, you could use a Distress spray stain. But I like this color combination and the way that it turns out. Okay, so I have the vintage photo almost done here. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. Let me get this all the way blended. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to make it look dirty again. I'm going to get the black soot and I'm just going to go and put a couple places. Oops, I got a lot in that one area. I'm going to go and just put a little bit of black. And then I'm just going to go back with my vintage photo and just blend that in. And just make sure that that's all blended in. And we're almost ready to reveal. Okay, I think that looks good. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. We move everything out of the way. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? Oh, I love it. This is my favorite. I cannot believe how real these bricks look. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the scrapbook layout. So I've done the full set of bricks on the right-hand page, and on the left-hand page, I just have a little small section. So these are the pictures that I want to scrapbook, and there's a funny story that goes along with this one of my daughter. So she told me about an hour before her first FFA meeting that she needed some pantyhose and some dress shoes. And we live in a very small rural town, and there are not any stores except Dollar General. I'm showing you here that I'm bringing in the legendary stamp set from Close to My Heart. I could not wait to use this. I mean, after all, this is an FFA layout, so I need those cows. So I went ahead and stamped and colored that with my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers. I'm going to bring in some photo mats here. So back to my story. She told me an hour before the FFA meeting that she needed these items. And I said, well, I can give you my pantyhose. So she is wearing a size queen pantyhose and shoes that are, several sizes too big for her. And she has socks stuffed in the shoes, and you can kind of see the socks like coming out of the shoes there because the shoes are so big. I don't know how she had those pantyhose. I don't know how she got them to work. And then the skirt was actually way too big. She borrowed it from school. I guess they had like a closet in their FFA room where they could get clothes, and it's like rolled and pinned, and she borrowed the jacket, and it was quite the comical moment. So this was definitely a page for the scrapbook. Now the papers that I brought in here, these were from my stash. This is an older paper collection from Close to My Heart. This is from the Isabella paper collection. And then the photo mats that I brought in, that's the Lemonade paper. And I'm using the light side of the Lemonade. So I've got two photos here, and then I used the picture of the cow for my third photo spot. Okay, and then this set that I'm showing right here, this is the Anthem alphabet. And I love that it has these little banner dies in it. So I went ahead and stamped the word awesome, and that's going to make my title. My title is going to say, you ready for this? Utterly awesome. So thanks to Pinterest. Pinterest helped me with the title. I didn't come up with that on my own, but I thought that was too perfect. utterly awesome. So it takes me a moment to pick all these letters up. I'm just going to dry fit these here on my page. And this page comes together pretty quickly. I've got the 3 strips across the bottom of both the left and the right hand page. And then I have taken a piece of twine, black twine, and put the word awesome on that twine. And I'm going to glue that down. I am going to use some foam tape underneath the word awesome just to give that a little dimension. Now here I'm showing a stamp set. I'm actually going to use the dies out of this to make these little bows. This is the Silver Bells card making workshop kit, or workshop stamp and thin cuts. And that's because my daughter said that according to TikTok, bows are like the in thing. So I thought it was important to put some bows on her scrapbook layout because, you know, that's the thing right now. In fact, she asked for some bows for Christmas. Now, normally I would take this part out. I would edit this part out of my video, but I wanted to show this. This is how I got my title to go straight on my page. And there may be a better way to do this, but this is what I came up with. I have a piece of low tack tape here, and I have just put it on the bottom of the word utterly. So I've lined it up there, and then I am going to put glue across the top of the letters and glue that down, and then I pull off the tape, and then hopefully all the letters stay stuck down. Now, my block did have a little something sticky on it, so the Y stuck to it. And then once I have the top of the letters glued down, then I can go in with my liquid adhesive here, and I can glue the bottom portion of the letters down. So there we go. I think that looks good. It's not perfectly straight, but I think it looks good enough. Okay, and then for my journaling, I'm bringing in this stamp set. Now this is like a library card, and this is called the date stamp. So I'm going to put the journaling on top of the page protector. And so I wrote out my journaling here. And with this set, it has the die. And I'm going to put some foam adhesive on the back and put that on top of my page protector. Now the other stamp set that I brought in, I stamped the words "So This Happened," and that's from the Lovin' Right Now stamp set. So I'm putting the foam adhesive on here. And again, this is going to go on the outside of my page protector. So that way the journaling card can come in and out. And I wrote the story about the pantyhose and the shoes because that's definitely what I remember about this first FFA meeting. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're new here, if you would consider subscribing to my channel. And if you've enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment. If you learned something new, have you ever used that brick stencil? What about those cute cows? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.